Jim, I look upon this as a wait and the see fight. We're going to wait and see whether Prince Williams can maintain at this weight and whether James Toney is in his best shape.
And part of the pressure for Toney tonight, as of this afternoon, if Toney wins, a deal is in place for him to fight on November 19, IBF middleweight champion Roy Jones Jr., the man that Toney has been stalking for more than a year now. He wants Jones. He gets him November 19 if he can beat Williams tonight. Prince Charles Williams promised to crowd James Toney, and George Foreman, he begins doing exactly that.
I think he's doing a fine job of it, but sometimes you just don't crowd a fighter that crafty with heavy shots. Just keep your hands on him, tap him.
Good right hand over the top by Williams. Referee Joe Cortez telling the fighters to work away from the rope. Williams would like to keep it right here.
Williams was able to land a good right hand to the body, which may make a great difference if the round fight continues to go.
Prince Charles Williams doing exactly what he wanted to do early. James Toney not putting up much of a response.
Hasn't been able to land a jab yet, so everything works behind Toney's left jab. If it doesn't start working, then he's got to take his time.
Toney clearly felt in our discussion with him that he'd be able to handle Williams easily when Williams was away from him. He fully expected Prince Charles to crowd him like this, so it seems as though both fighters are getting what they expected in the first round, but Williams likes it better.
If Toney is able to periodically just tap him in the middle of the stomach, he'll stop that crowding real quick.
Williams missing the right hand over the top. James Toney has thrown only a few punches so far as he watches Prince Charles Williams work up close.
Come on, get those arms out. Come on, work out of there. Work out of there. Come on, get those arms out.
Solid right hand by Toney. Backs Williams up for the first time. Now James tries to go to work behind the jab.
Get him out of there. Come on.
Williams pushes it back and just doesn't give him any room to work. It's going to take a lot of stamina for Prince Charles to maintain this tactic, right,
That's
George?
true. It would have been beneficial for Prince Charles to have Toney on him like that for a couple of rounds so that he can come on later in the fight. Now he's shooting everything he's got, and this may prove to be not too good as the fight continues to go on. He's bigger.
Work out of there. Work out of there. Come on. Get him out of there.
Well, you're going to have to take a calculated gamble to beat a man like James Toney, and clearly for Prince Charles, the gamble is that he can sustain for several rounds in fighting like this. Good right hand over the top.
He's going on top of the head. This is what takes out of the good fighters. When the guy hitting on top of the head. You mix that with body punching, and you're just not going to have the energy to go with yourself.
Toney lands a left to the body and a left to the head. Once again, breaks out of jail momentarily.
It's important that Toney established that, hey, I can win this round to the judges now. It may be starting a little too late.
Tactically, at least, round one belonged to Williams.
Don't need for that, you hear? I don't need that, you hear? All right, don't do it again. Give me that grease.
A little give and take between James Toney and referee Joe Cortez. Famous defense attorney Robert Shapiro, involved in a heavily publicized case in Los Angeles, is here tonight, seated at ringside. A little bit earlier, we captured this shot of him visiting in the dressing room with James Toney and manager Jackie Callan. About a month ago, Jackie Callan arranged for Robert Shapiro to come to a gym in Los Angeles and spar. Believe it or not, spar with James Toney. She says it was the real stuff. He showed up without headgear, without a protective cup, without anything to wrap his hands, just wanted to put the gloves on and bang away at James, and he did it.
He tried to hurt James.
Is he crazy or what?
Oh, yes.
They wound up going 2+ rounds, and Shapiro, by his own admission, was exhausted at the end.
Put them heads inside. Put them heads inside.
Now round two begins.
Oh, work out of there. Work out of there.
Toney's going to have to be careful because he's going to find himself staggering Prince Charles a lot. Don't go for the finish. Just keep the staggering up.
What's he going to stagger him with, George?
Well, he's going to stagger. He just staggered him a few minutes ago with a good right hand, and that's going to be his side of the head, right side of the head. left side of the head.
If they keep standing like this, it'll take a solid uppercut to break the fight open. There's Toney with a left hook. Now he goes back to the body. And there's few moments when he finds open space, Toney shows you his remarkable proficiency for accurate punching.
This is going to be a hard job for Toney because he's going to hurt this guy periodically. Don't keep trying for the finish every time you hurt him. Wait until the fight draws on.
When your hands are free.
George, does Toney seem strong enough to you to stand up under this constant leaning in? And
no way. He should not have been allowed to just let this big guy lay on him throughout the fight. Of course, it's said that Toney's been working out with heavyweights in the gym, so he may be prepared for this pushing and shoving. It really takes it out of you. Your legs get tired, your knees get weak, not because of punching, but because the big guy's leaning on you.
So if, in fact, when he struggled to make weight yesterday, that was because he had gone a little bit short on the conditioning, it'll show up more quickly under this tactic, right?
No, I think that going at the last minute losing that weight may mean he'd have a little more strength than he ordinarily would.
All right, get the punches up, guys. Both of you guys, get the punches up.
A problem you don't face in the heavyweight division, George, and it's a good thing because we've enjoyed your career.
Work out of that. Let him go, work out of that. Come on, let him go, work out.
Believe me, this fight is not going the way Toney would like it. He's landing good shots to the side of the body, which he should be to invest a little of the taking a sap out of Prince Charles, but he should be in the middle of that ring a little bit.
This is certainly the fight that Prince Charles Williams and his advisors would have drawn up on the drawing board.
Yeah, he's able to push Toney away, bang him and bump him. You couldn't ask for anything else.
They could have done it in a phone booth, Larry.
The fans are booing because this is like a stage play in which all the dialogue, which is a dialogue with fists, is taking place in one corner of the stage. But it's tough and grueling in there.
If we can go back to the outside a little bit and box around it. You hear that? All right. Only thing, if you ain't getting your stuff off inside, if you're not getting your stuff off inside, don't hang in there too long. But you got to pick up your hand speed inside a little bit. You're punching a little bit too slow. Pick up the hand speed a little bit. Okay, man. How you feel? Good. All right, baby. Now prove it to me that you show me good. Prove it to me that you show me good.